circumstances whatsoever be taken as legal, tax, and or investment advice. As always, it is imperative that you do your own research when it comes to matters of cryptocurrency or when it comes to matters of investing your own money. Now that that's been said, let's jump right into it. This is a requested video. I've been getting a couple of these the last couple of weeks, and people have been asking me this very interesting question. How many Bitcoin does one need in order to become rich, or what is the appropriate amount of Bitcoin for a person to have? So once again, my opinion and the opinion of others, this is not to say that you should go out there and do these things. However, this is what the math actually comes down to. First of all, there are only 0.003 Bitcoin for every single person on this planet. If you divide it up, there is supposed to ever be 21 million Bitcoin maximum based on the code in the computer. And if you divvy that up against every single human on this planet, you would get a 0.003 for every single person on the planet. However, according to napkin math completed by someone named Hodelnot, a Netherlands-based Bitcoin enthusiast, there are only 300,000 Satoshi, that is to say 0.003 Bitcoin, available for every single human alive today. At the current market valuation, such a crypto sum is valued at around it's give or take $11, depending on when you're watching the video, which is the minimum hourly wage in a number of U.S. states. So that is to say, based on simple math, if you took the hourly wage of someone in America and you took that $11, roughly somewhere around there, and put that directly into Bitcoin, you would have as much Bitcoin as every other human on this planet would ever be able to have. That is to say, if you put in $22, you would have more Bitcoin than many other people on the planet could ever even think of having, because of how scarce that it actually is. Continuing on, because it is still very early and there are still many people who are not paying attention to this new phenomenon that we call Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space, if you actually hold or have purchased or are in possession of 0.28 Bitcoin, that is roughly around 1/4 of a Bitcoin, you are then part of the 1% of people who will ever hold Bitcoin ever in the entire world. We have a very huge discussion that's been going on within the cryptocurrency space for a couple of months. I've realized, many other people have realized, and I have told many other people on this channel before, to please pay attention to the amount of Bitcoin that is actually being accumulated by some of the very richest people on this planet. There are at least several dozen, not 2 dozen, not 3 dozen, maybe 5, 6, 7 dozen, if not more, people on the planet who have come forward or have told, or whatever the case might actually be, that they hold a very large amount of Bitcoin. And that is to say, anywhere over 10,000 Bitcoin a piece per person. We know that there are also other instances where people do also hold 100,000 Bitcoin. That is because they are accumulating because they see or believe in the future potential of the cryptocurrency. So keeping that in mind, even if you just have those 5 dozen people who have over 10,000 Bitcoin each, you then get to a situation where if you are actually holding that 0.28, you're a lot higher than the 1%. You are in a class of people that I can't even put it into words. You will have more than any other person on this planet could never even begin to even dream of actually having, because of the actual scarcity of the cryptocurrency. For those who are unaware or did not know, there can only ever be 21 million Bitcoin maximum. What happens is, every single time that a Bitcoin is mined, or the Bitcoin are created on the network, usually the way that we have it right now, 12.5 coins are created per block. In 383 days, at least at the time of me making this video, that is to say next spring in 2020, the reward is going to get cut in half to 6.25 coins that are going to be created, and that'll also get cut in half as well another 4 years after that. This is very significant because the amount of Bitcoin that are going to be created, once again, is going to get cut in half, and this will cause a major scarcity in the cryptocurrency space. We already have a bit of a scarcity when it comes to people who are actively trying every single day to actually buy more and more Bitcoin. The idea is, or people suggest, that by the time we get closer to this event, it may seem like it's far away now, but we also thought that about 4 or 5 years ago. As we get closer to this event, more people will try to buy Bitcoin, then come to the realization that there are other people already on the planet who hold 10, 15, 20, 35 Bitcoin already, and therefore they will never be, I I don't want to use the word as rich as them. They will never obtain as many Bitcoin as those other people, and therefore this will cause a frenzy as more people try to accumulate as much Bitcoin as humanly possible, coming to the realization that they will probably never be able to hold 0.28 Bitcoin, which is something that sounds a little insane right now, but we will eventually get to this point, once again, in my opinion, where Bitcoin becomes so scarce because a lot of people aren't paying attention to it right now. This is just kind of something that happens with the price, kind of just happens with life in general. People tend to not pay attention to things that are not in the news, and I think that Bitcoin is not in the news as heavily right now because